Hey people, it's been a while. But yeah, new background, new me, new you. Just, it's really weird talking to yourself. But I'm gonna try this again, and hopefully this time I'll be more consistent and whatever. Um, this channel started as a movie review thing, and it probably will still be mostly that, but I'm just gonna do whatever I want, and hopefully you'll find it interesting. So, we are in the middle of October now. It's one of the months that most people I know truly enjoy because it's spooky month and spooky things are fun and exciting. And so, I thought I would join in on the fun and just kind of make a video about my favorite October movies or movies that I feel not obligated but like compelled to watch during October, even though sometimes I watch them again throughout the year. But October feels like the most appropriate month. They're not necessarily scary movies, but they do have the vibes, if you will. I'm pretty sure most of them are pretty obvious, but if I left out any movie that you particularly enjoy, I would love to hear about it in the comments below. And yeah, let's get to it. So, the first movie on my list, and this list is in no particular order, but the first one is Clue, which I actually watched today. If you've never watched this movie, it's based on the board game Clue, with the people with the funny names, and you have to find out where one was murdered, with what weapon, in which room. So it's a whodunit type of movie from 1985. It is super campy, super fun, iconic, has some great physical comedy as well as just iconic phrases like flames, flames on the side of my face, and so on. So highly recommended. Please check it out if you can. I do think it's on streaming in the Americas, but yeah. The second and third movies on my list, I'm putting them together because it's one and its sequel, The Addams Family and Addams Family Values, obviously. Now, personally, I like the second one more, not because the first one is bad by any means. It's just that every quotable line I have comes from the second one. Just things I use all the time. My favorite quote ever is from the second one. Aren't I a human being? Don't I ache and yearn and shop? Don't I deserve love and jewelry? Yeah, stuff like that. It's just, you want to set an example and you have a wonderful idea. The entire movie is quotable. I can be here all day. We're just gonna move on. If you've never watched them, something might be wrong with you. I'm so sorry for whatever caused you to miss these gems. Please correct this as soon as possible. I believe you can do it. The next movie on the list is The Mummy with Brendan Fraser. It's just so fun, and just, it wasn't like a movie that I used to absolutely adore before, but in recent years it has gotten kind of like a chokehold. I think a chokehold on the entire internet, but on me as well. And it's just so much fun, and it's so goofy and campy and fun, and I feel like I'm repeating myself because all of these movies have a very similar vibe, right? They're just fun and a good time and a little bit spooky, but not really. Yeah, the next one is actually closer to spooky, but still wonderful. And if you're not really into horror, I think you can still dip your toes in through that, and that is Cabin in the Woods. It's just such a great take on horror movies and turning it on its head a little bit, keeping things fresh. So yeah, there's some jump scares and there's a lot of blood and violence and all of that. It's just such an interesting take, and it's full of humor and sarcasm and just a really good time. If you're a scaredy cat like me, I really am. I just watch horror movies in the daytime. I live alone in a foreign country. I'm not taking any chances. Just not. So, still, I really enjoy this movie. And even though I don't watch it at night, I do watch it practically every year. And the next one is on a similar vein, and that movie is Tucker and Dale versus Evil. And I absolutely adore this movie. The more times I watch it, the more I love it. It is so funny. It is such a silly premise, but also like a bit genius. Just the way I've heard some people describe this movie is kind of a horror movie from the point of view of the monster, which it kind of is and kind of isn't, but I think it's the easiest way to describe it without really spoiling the fun. Again, it's more horror-y, so that's a word now. It's more horror than, spooky. Like, it's not Addams Family. It's more Cabin in the Woods. And it's just still very bloody and very violent and still really, really sweet and has a lot of heart in it. And the most wonderful phrase of Officer, we've had a doozy of a day, which I still use because it is wonderful and perfect. So check it out. And the next one I think is kind of in the middle between horror comedy and vibes, and that is Sleepy Hollow. The Tim Burton movie, Johnny Depp and Christina Ricci one. It's so pretty and a bit scary. Well, when I was younger it was scary. It's not so scary anymore, but it's so beautiful. And it still has a bit of humor in it. And it's just, I think I still struggle to kind of connect the dots on who, is the bad person in there, because I'm not very smart. But it keeps things interesting every time I watch it. So, points to that. The next one on my list would be Little Shop of Horror. I love this movie so much. It is kind of stupid. It's just ridiculous. I love it so much. It is so fun. It has the best songs. Just, so perfect. I just love it so much. Funny enough though, I didn't realize there were 2 different endings until I think last year, when I accidentally watched a director's cut and thought I hallucinated a different ending all these years because I was just so confused. I had no idea that there are 2 different endings. What the fluff? Different. Crazy. I'm not going to tell you what the endings are, but just be aware that the theatrical version and the director's cut have very, very different endings. So, fun for you. You get to see both, But please do, because, oh my god, so good. Personally, I like the theatrical ending better, but that's just me. I wonder if you've seen both, which one is your favorite ending? I'd love to hear about it. Let me know. The next movie on the list is Practical Magic. Look, I'm a witch at heart. I just want that house. I just want to be that one of the aunts in that house, have my best friend live with me, and just do magic and stupid shit in that house. It's the house. Yes, the story is fun and everything, but it's the house. I just want that house. I just want it. There's really nothing else I can say. I just want that house. The next movie, and it's the one before last, is relatively recent, and it's Ready or Not. The movie with, what's her name? Samara Weaving, I think her name is. Sorry. Very bloody, very violent, not very scary, although it does have a supernatural element to it, which is always nice. Also, great house. spooky movies should always have a great house. Addams Family, Clue, Practical Magic. Just have a great house, and I'll be in it. I'll join in. I'll watch the movie. Yeah, it's just, it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's kind of goofy. It's kind of fun to see the characters themselves not really know what they're doing. I think that's part of the fun, really. It's a good time, and it adds to the humor, and it doesn't make it too heavy. It lightens things up, even when things get very violent because of it. So that's fun. And yeah, the last movie is The Nightmare Before Christmas, obviously. I think that one, that one is very, I feel, tangent, but you know how everybody has an opinion regarding Die Hard, if it's a Christmas movie or not? It is. I feel like Nightmare Before Christmas has the same, argument. Like, people are like, it's a Christmas movie, it's a Halloween movie. I think it wins because it's both, which I think Disneyland agrees, because they change the Haunted Mansion every year from Halloween until the end of Christmas to Nightmare Before Christmas. So clearly, it's a twofer, And so you can watch it twice a year, very close together. That's not bad, is it? Like, can't really be. It's so pretty and it's so fun. And a few years ago, I watched it in one of those screenings that they do, Nightmare Before Christmas in concert, where they screen the movie and there's an orchestra, and Danny Elfman was there and he sang the songs, and it was so much fun and quite magical, really. So if that happens in your neighborhood, you should check it out. Obviously, there's a ton of movies that, fit the bill. And I do actually, in the past few years, I've made a list of 31 movies, and I try to watch a movie a day. And it really helps me kind of expand my horizons in the spooky department, because, like I said, I am a scaredy cat. And so horror movies is not really my forte. But I really am trying a little bit, and it is really interesting, because if it's on the list, I'll watch it. Well, on, any other time, I'm like, what should I watch? And it's like, maybe I could watch something new, but no, I just go back to watch whatever I've already watched. So if you're struggling like me with, expanding your horizons in terms of a movie genre, try making a list and just going through the list one by one. It helped me. But even when I make the list, I still make sure to put a bunch of movies that I know and love, so that it's not, too much new information. And so I always go back to these ones that I adore. So that's me. Hopefully I can, churn out a few more videos and get into a regular schedule. I would appreciate your support. So if you found this fun and interesting, hit the like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what's your list of spooky movies and which ones you like or absolutely despise. Alrighty, I'll see you. Bye.